Hey guys, I'm Rachel, that's Kelsey, and we are here with you live. And you know, we're here to talk about Canelo because we're excited. We are live. Sorry guys. This is only like the second time we've done this, so I had to make sure that we were live before we just talk to nobody.
Look, back off, okay? We do it how we do it. Hey, you know
Canelo
that
Saunders.
we're the only two people in the state of Texas who weren't at the fight tonight, Rachel.
That's what it sounded like. So Canelo Saunders, I have not had this much energy inside me about a fight in so long. So we're going to talk about just this fight.
It's because boxing is your truest love in combat sports, and you haven't seen a big boxing fight with so many excited fans.
Yeah.
You got the biggest star in the sport fighting an undefeated guy, two-weight world champion, a guy who was fighting a hell of a fight before he got stopped in the fight, right? Billy Joe Saunders looked good. Thought maybe he was on his way to pulling the upset, and you're excited, Rachel. I love it.
Yeah, I am just excited. Somebody just commented Canelo was winning the fight. We saw that on the scorecards. I saw that in my Twitter sphere. Only the DAZN commentating team seemed to have a little bit of a different take on that. But Let's just talk about Canelo won this fight. And guys, this was competitive. Going into this fight and seeing how Canelo in his previous fight outboxed Callum Smith.
Yeah.
This was so much more competitive. And if you were watching the lead up to this fight, they interviewed Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury said, he's like, Saunders is going to win this. And he didn't just say it like, this is my boy, and so I'm going to say that. He said it with something that made me go, huh.
I believe Tyson Fury.
Like, he was speaking it from his soul. And up through round 7, I was like, oh my gosh, I think Tyson Fury's right. They are cut from a different cloth. They Saunders went in there and he had the thing, and I was like, oh no, Canelo can't figure this out. The Saunders, right, with the southpaw stance, and Canelo coming in. He just, with the size of the ring and the way Saunders was moving, I was like, Canelo he can't figure it out. I don't know if it's going to happen. And then round 8, like that, everything changed. Oh, guys, I forgot. I've got, like, stuff ready to go, and I haven't been using it. But
just imagine if you had seen it.
Right. And then, not that. See, now, like...
You're blowing it.
I am. I'm sorry, guys. But here, Canelo, he landed something that hurt Saunders, and then Canelo wanting the crowd. Like, everything in that round just flipped. And I was like, oh, it happened. Everything changed.
It happened!
And they showed Saunders over there in the corner, and his eye was all swollen shut. And I was like, I think they might stop the fight. Because usually when a fighter's eye is swollen shut, you're not like, oh, come out here and keep fighting. They have to, like, show you something that they can kind of see out of the eye just a little bit. And I was like, it's completely, and something totally stopped him in round 8. And it sounds like it might be a broken orbital bone.
Broke his face, people. He broke his face. Here's a life lesson, I think. Actually, no. Canelo Alvarez broke one of my life rules, which is you never get in a fist fight with a gypsy. Billy Joe Saunders is a heck of a boxer, and he showed it in the fight. Now, maybe Billy Joe should have not fought Canelo Alvarez. Maybe that should be one of the life rules. Don't fight Canelo Alvarez in his prime, right? Because Canelo Alvarez is easily, I think, pound for pound. Well, it depends. So, okay, I don't want to get in a whole pound for pound thing. But if your thing is who looks the best right now, well, actually, he has a pretty great resume. Canelo is in his prime. He looks great. He's the best pound for pound fighter in the world today. And Rachel, he might be getting better.
Well, I mean, this was a fight. Sometimes you see guys who are at the top of their game like Canelo is, and all of a sudden they're not in competitive fights anymore. But here I saw against Saunders, this was a fight that definitely made Canelo better. He definitely learned in this fight, and there were things for him to learn. So, in
the last fight against Callum Smith, did I pick Callum? I picked it to be a close fight. I don't know if I picked the upset. But I thought that it would be a close fight. In fact, that's what I remember about it. I picked Callum Smith to be good enough in the fight to where people would be like, hey, maybe he should have deserved the fight. Now, that obviously didn't happen. So for this fight, when I was actually doing my prediction for the Sweet Science, I contributed to that. My prediction was a stoppage win for Canelo in the late rounds, but only because he keeps clowning me on my picks. You know what I mean? So I'm here to say, you know what, Canelo? I'm going to pick you by domination in every fight. And if anybody's around 160, 168... and I'm definitely picking Canelo Alvarez because I don't see anybody that can beat him.
Yeah, definitely. So Canelo wants Caleb Plant next.
Yeah,
because
that's the fight at that weight class.
Yeah, and so he wants to be undisputed in this weight class. I actually saw on NewYorkFights.com, Michael Woods wrote a piece because he watched all the stuff during fight week in an interview with Canelo where he said he wants to be undisputed at 168 and that he could see himself retiring at 168, which was surprising to me because I was like, what? And that he could see himself retiring in like 7 years, but that he's going to listen to his body. And when his body tells him it's time to go, it'll be time to go. I'm just, I found all that very intriguing. But yeah, I'm excited to see him against Caleb Plant. I'm just going to be blunt. I don't think it's going to be as competitive as it was against BJ Saunders.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the odds for the. It'll be interesting to see the odds for the fight. Caleb is a really crafty boxer. The thing is that he's a classic boxer. He's more classically skilled in boxing. BJ Saunders has a very awkward style, and he's good at kind of using his footwork and stuff to kind of keep you at bay. So I don't know. Canelo will be a big favorite. He'll be expected to win the fight. He'll probably win the fight. And then, Rachel, what is he going to do then for 7 years if he's undisputed at 168? Is he not going to fight at 175? There's plenty of big fights there. I'm more intrigued than ever after seeing Saunders give him trouble of him moving back up to 175.
Wait a minute.
Where he's already captured a world title there before.
Do you think that he's going to avoid Boo Boo for 7 years?
Boo Boo's not in this weight class, though. Boo Boo's at 160, right?
He was at the fight tonight.
Come on, Boo Boo, Andrade.
Did you see his T-shirt?
Oh, what did it say?
It said, Canelo and Saunders don't want to fight Boo Boo Andrade.
Is it Andrade? It's Andrade.
I'm just going to say it wrong, okay? But yeah,
we
anyway.
love you, Boo Boo, Andrade.
Just jokes.
You know what? That's a big fight. Really, he's a DAZN fighter. That fight should be able to be made. I would think that Andrade would have to move up to 168 to do it. So
yeah.
I wouldn't think that Canelo's going to have any problem fighting Andrade. I think that's a good fight and an interesting fight, and I hope it happens for you, Boo Boo.
Yes. Now I would like to give my.
Are you going to air grievances?
Sincerest apologies to all the fans that buy tickets to boxing events or combat sports events. I am sorry because when the pandemic started, I said that I liked the fights without fans there, that I preferred that. I was dumb. I was stupid. This was so amazing having the all those fans there, and they were just so amped up. I mean, at one point, they were cheering and booing. This was on the undercard, cheering and booing.
Yeah.
It was that heavyweight fight where the guy did that
Frank Sanchez
not so great acting job. It seemed. Anyway, where the camera went to the guy they hated and they were like, boo, and it went to the other guy and they were like, yay, and they kept going back and forth. It was like a WWE event. It was fantastic. The energy that was there as we got to the main event. And I want to give props to DAZN, the production for this main event.
Top notch.
Stage
they even brought Roy Jones in, Rachel.
Fighters came out in, the lights, the sound, everything was really, really great. Roy Jones.
Y'all must have forgot.
Loved hearing his voice on a boxing broadcast again. Loved it. I think they did. I like bringing Carl Froch in. It was so good. I loved the whole thing. And I had this feeling in my stomach that he was I mean, not he was, sorry. I had this feeling from the energy, like, coming through the TV. I was like, almost where I was like...
I looked over once because I was behind you and
this.
you were literally floating in the air. And I was like, what? She loves boxing.
It was a really fun, big fight. When Canelo came out with the whole mariachi band and the dancers, and I was like, oh,
well,
man,
you almost forgot.
Saunders had to dance on that stage by his lonesome.
You almost forgot how big a big fight in boxing can be because we haven't had a big fight in boxing in a long time. Boxing, but you
Fury
proved
Joshua
yourself tonight.
Let's get that on the road.
Remember when I brought Fury Joshua up? By the way, they still haven't.
I know.
Can you believe? Like it is like ridiculous. Like I hate it.
Well, and now it's May, and I'm like, we're getting too close.
No, I say just don't fight. I don't even care anymore. Like this is stupid.
It's really, really frustrating, especially from a couple of people, being Fury and Joshua, who apparently were all about this fight when it wasn't about to be made. Now that it's actually about to be made, it's like, oh, they're slow playing this.
It's stupid. I don't know what's happening,
Frustrating.
but I don't like it. And I'm sick of reading articles about it almost happening. I'm like, just either tell me send me the press release that says the fight's happening and the date and the pay-per-view and all that stuff, or don't talk to the press about it.
Hey, but this Canelo Saunders, I just say applaud both these guys because both of them made this
I wasn't there.
excellent fight. And it was fun to watch, and props to Canelo for once again finding a way to win a fight, and this time it was with power.
Amazing. Congratulations, Canelo Alvarez. You're the biggest boxing superstar in the world. You're the best boxing superstar in the world. And you like to fight in Texas. I like that.
Guys, Junior the boy is dead. I don't know what to do about that. I don't know what to do when somebody in live chat just tells me that they are deceased now.
Oh, actually, he's probably dead from all the awesomeness of the boxing card. I can't actually see it because I'm too old. Sorry if I didn't get to it. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Bye-bye.
We will see you next week. Probably. Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see what happens.
I don't know how to end these things. All right.
Bye. Bye.